everyone, I am Riali Layam and I am your discussant for today's topic. So, I am going to tackle about the second and third types of curriculum design, which is the continuation of the topic of Mr. Malik. Alright, let me introduce to you our objectives. So, at the end of the lesson, students will be able to define the problem-centered design and learner-centered design and its primary focus. Students will be able to formulate a problem learning scenario that requires students solve a real-world issue. And then, students will be able to express the importance of addressing real-world issues through the curriculum. Learner-centered design focuses on the needs, nature, and interests of the learners in the curriculum. This design is approach to curriculum development that prioritizes the students or learners as the central figure in the process of learning. So, this approaches emphasize understanding and catering to the needs or to the individual needs, characteristic, and interests of the students. So as a future educator, it is where we give them the attention that they need. So we all know that every students have a difference in terms of their learning style and behavior. So it's up to us on how we are going to execute the learning that relevant or suitable for their interest. The core idea of this design is to create a curriculum that is relevant, engaging, and responsive to the students. So ultimately, this design is aimed to develop the full abilities and potential of the students. Center design have a two specific example. The first is the activity experience design. So it is this concentrates on activities that are meaningful and interesting to the learners. So this design focus around providing students with meaningful and engaging activities that allow them to actively participate in the learning process. So this design emphasis is on doing and experiencing rather than passively receiving information. In other hand, it is focused on learning by doing. Instead of just sitting there and listening to the discussion of the teacher, it would be engaging if the students can learn by their experience or by doing their subject matter through experiencing it. For example, what we are doing right now, our teacher letting us to have our demo teaching. So in our demo teaching, we are learn by experiencing in a real life situation. So another example is in we have a subject matter language course. So instead of simply learning grammar rules, students write and perform a play or write their sentence structure. That's it. So humanistic design is the curriculum that composed of topics and learning experiences that focus on the holistic development of an individual. So it also addresses the needs and nature of the learners. The goal of this design is the development of a well-rounded individual. So this design emphasizes the holistic development of the individual. It goes beyond academic knowledge and skills to consider the emotional, social, and ethical aspect of learnings. So it aims to nurture the whole person. So to develop a well-rounded individual who is not only knowledgeable about but also possesses strong values, self-awareness, and a sense of purpose. So the key aspect of this design is emotional development. It is addressing students' feelings, fostering empathy, and promoting emotional intelligence. So it also enhances self-esteem and self-concept by building confidence and positive self-image. It can develop the well-rounded individual. So, for example of this humanistic design, I know it is common for us, this subject, understanding the self, because understanding the self involves exploring values, feelings, and finding meaning and purpose in life. So, this design is for the focus on the subject matter that discuss about moral dilemmas. Alright, so next we have the problem-centered design. So, problem-centered design. This curriculum design focus on understanding and finding solution to individual and social issues and problems. So, it focuses on real-world problems and challenges as the core of the learning process. So, or learning experience. So, it encouraging students to actively seek solutions and develop critical thinking skills, where the students are actively engaged in the learning process, taking ownership of their learning and working collaboratively to find solution. So this approach help prepare students to be effective problem solvers and responsible citizens in the future. For example of this design is the research subject. So they let the students think a problem issues or a research proposal, gathering information, analyzing data, evaluating solutions, and proposing action plans, fostering critical thinking, problem solving. So next we have the thematic design. So thematic design suggests that thematic approach to integration. Almost all models advocate this approach. So some models give emphasis on human activities as the theme of study, while others use different topics that are interesting to the students. So thematic is a powerful approach to curriculum organization that promotes integrated learning by using a central theme to connect and explore concepts and skills across different subject areas. So, as the title is itself thematic, so it's focused on the theme of a subject matter. For example, exploring theme of community. So, in a language subject, it's reading stories about different type of communities in Mindanao. In subject science, it focuses on the local ecosystem and how different organisms interact within it. In math, it incorporates data collection related to community or demographics and design of community spaces. In subject MAPI or PE, physical education. So this integrated approach centers on the theme of community, allows students to see how different subjects connect and provides a more holistic and more engaging learning experience. So next, we have the problem design. So problem design is the learners are exposed to different lessons in problem solving involving real life problems. So this design, immersing learners in real world issues, holds a wide potential for fostering critical thinking and practical skills. So it focuses on problem solving, encourage students to actively engage with complex scenarios requiring them to analyze, evaluate, and collaboratively develop solutions. As what I exampled earlier, the subject research, it is where the students seek a solution of that particular issues or the particular problem that they propose. And again, problem design is immersing learners in a real world issues. And that's it for today, class, and thank you for listening.